And joining me now is my first guest, Priyanka Chaturvedi, is the Shiv Sena's face in Parliament. It's Deputy Leader in the Rajya Sabha. Appreciate your joining us, Priyanka Chaturvedi. Let's get it very clear. You've got the Shiv Sena now, or the Shiv Sena Uddhav faction, making accusations against the Election Commission, saying the Election Commission has been bought over by the centre, it's acting as the agent of the centre. Now, when you make accusations like this, you are effectively being seen to challenge the very neutrality of the Election Commission based at the moment on no hard evidence, but just the fact that the EC order has gone against you.
These charges of calling them entirely compromised institution is not the first time. Do remember, Prashant Bhushanji has gone to court with regards to the appointment of the Election Commission chairperson, if you remember that. And there was a justice, there was a constitutional bench which said, what was the tearing hurry in the appointment? I'm not going to be talking about that. I talk only on the basis of the judgment that has been passed in such a hurry, which speaks of test of majority, and I see three problems with that test of majority. A 10th schedule is very clear that the political party is bigger than the legislative party, because the legislative members have come on the back of political party symbol and political party name and the political party leadership. When people see it, they vote for that person. They don't vote for a person, they vote for the political party. And if you've lost faith in that party, 2/3 of them have lost faith in the party. 10th schedule is very clear. They have stopped to recognize a split anymore. That changed in 2003. It is unlawful. It is not part of the constitution that an election commission recognizes this as a split. The only thing that they can do as per the 10th schedule is merge into another party or form their own party and stand for a re-election and win people's mandate. That's part one. Now they say test of majority. Test of majority, like I said, political party is made up more of its legislative majority.
No, that's your view, ma'am. That's your view. I can throw at you the fact that in 1971, during the Congress split, it was made very clear by the Supreme Court in the Sadiq Ali case that it was entirely the Election Commission's prerogative.
Again, let me repeat what was decided in 1971. There was a constitutional amendment in the 10th schedule in the anti-defection law, 2003. So don't quote me Sadiq Ali to say that what has happened is correct. Secondly, a political party, when you're handing over political party and a political name on the basis of legislative majority, please also remember that legislative majority is sub judice and is being heard in the highest court of Indian judiciary. The Supreme Court, 5-judge bench, is hearing the legislative majority, out of which 16 MLAs stand to be suspended, disqualified, if the final verdict is heard by the Supreme Court, or they could not be disqualified. But when C.J. Ravana was demitting office and he was hearing this case, he had very categorically told the Election Commission, no decision can be made till the Supreme Court has not finally heard all sides of the story and taken a call. So I'm sorry, it's bad in law. Election Commission is not just because Priyanka Chaturvedi's sentiment says this, or Priyanka Chaturvedi's sentiments are heard. Priyanka Chaturvedi is only making a case of how this Election Commission decision is bad in law.
You're making a case that the election... Just a minute, ma'am. You're saying it's bad in law. You can't go purely by a legislative majority. You've got to go by the political party who controls it. Now, the fact is the EC in its order has said that there was a lack of inner party democracy in the Shiv Sena. The constitution of the Shiv Sena has been mutilated to undemocratically appoint people from a coterie as office bearers without any election at all. These are the words used in the order.
Again, I repeat to you, the entire order works like this. They have decided they want to hand it over to somebody, so they will find reasons. Now to the constitutional inner party democracy. I will not go into BJP ki inner party democracy ke unka president kaise chun kar aate hain. I will not get into that. An election commission to make these kind of comments where he says surreptitiously made changes in 2018. Again, that is an incorrect statement to make, because it was validated by all the office bearers, including Eknath Shinde. The changes that were made in 2018 were handed over to the Election Commission of India, and it was as per the Election Commission requirements. And third, it is not even Eknath Shinde's case in the Election Commission when they were fighting for the party symbol and the party name, that internal party democracy was a problem. He was a beneficiary of the entire constitutional changes.
Priyanka,
So it is a very ridiculous
so
charge to
you're
make.
saying that
And
the
one
election
second.
commission
And
has
last
not...
part.
Okay, no, just a minute, ma'am. You see, you can have a point of view, and you've gone to the Supreme Court today. But the fact is, when your leaders like Sanjay Raut, your leader in the Rajya Sabha, says deals worth rupees 2,000 crores have been struck to purchase Shiv Sena name and poll symbol. Now you're making a very, very serious allegation, virtually suggesting that the election commission has been bought over. Now, when you make a serious allegation as a responsible public figure, you've got to provide some evidence. 2,000 crores have been spent, you're saying, to buy a poll symbol.
Okay, so let me tell you something. If this charge has been made, shouldn't it be the responsibility of, let's say, the Enforcement Directorate, the CBI, IT to probe this? Please remember, Shri Sanjay Rautji was put behind bars, and his bail order unconstitutional, immoral activity to have been carried out by the Enforcement Directorate. Without evidence, without a shred of evidence, he was put behind bars for over 3 months. You are seeing a very overzealous Enforcement Directorate in the case of, let's say, what happened in Chhattisgarh today, in the Congress party elected state. And you see total silence of ED in the case of Adani Group. All we're saying is, you have to check whether there has been an exchange of money.